Some call him the most consequential single-term president in our history, Donald Trump. This video will cover the 6 most important aspects of his first term. Let's first take a moment to remember that he is an extremely divisive figure in our history, and I will do my very best to make this video as neutral as possible. But before we go further, if you've not yet done so, please subscribe to the channel, as it is the very best way to support the hard work I do for these videos. And for now, let's get into it. First, one of Trump's biggest achievements was the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act passed in December of 2017, which significantly lowered corporate tax rates from 35% to 21% and cut individual taxes for many Americans. Supporters argued that the tax cuts stimulated business investments, job creation, and economic growth. Critics, however, said that the benefits went mostly to wealthy individuals and large corporations, while increasing the national debt. The act also temporarily doubled the standard deduction, which simplified filing for some taxpayers. Over time, economists debated whether long-term effects would justify the increase in federal debt. This law became a defining moment and symbol of Trump's economic policy, focused on deregulation and business-friendly reforms. Second, Trump reshaped the federal judiciary more than any president in decades. He appointed over 200 federal justices, including 3 Supreme Court justices, Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett. These appointments shifted the Supreme Court firmly to the right, creating a 6-3 majority. This realignment influenced major decisions on abortion rights, gun rights, and religious liberties, with lasting effects that extended far beyond Trump's first term. His appointments also impacted lower federal courts, which handle most legal cases. Supporters praised him for appointing justices committed to constitutional originalism, while critics warned that his long-term shift could limit progressive policies for generations. Third, immigration. It was one of Trump's signature issues and a major part of his legacy. His administration pursued strict border enforcement, including building hundreds of miles of border barriers along the U.S.-Mexico border. He also implemented the zero-tolerance policy, which led to family separations at the border, sparking national controversy. Trump restricted travel from several Muslim-majority countries, calling it a security measure, although many people believe that it was a Muslim ban. He sought to end deferred action for child arrivals' DACA program, but courts blocked the effort. Supporters saw his policy as necessary for national security, while critics argued that it damaged the flag's image. Immigration under Trump became divisive and a powerful political issue. Fourth, the COVID-19 pandemic, which dominated the final year of his term. His administration launched Operation Warp Speed, a public-private partnership that rapidly developed and distributed COVID-19 vaccines. Trump faced intense criticism for his handling of the crisis, including downplaying the virus's severity, which clashed with public health efforts such as Dr. Anthony Fauci. And he felt his inconsistent messaging led to public confusion and political polarization around masks and vaccines. The economic fallout was severe, with millions losing jobs during lockdowns. Supporters credited Trump for protecting the economy by resisting long-term shutdowns, while critics argued that its response costed people's lives. The pandemic defined much of his final year in office and heavily influenced the 2020 election against Joe Biden. Finally, Donald Trump became the first president in U.S. history to be impeached twice. The first impeachment came in 2019 and accused him of abusing power by pressuring Ukraine to investigate Joe Biden, though he was acquitted by the Senate. His term also saw record levels of political division since the Civil War, with fierce loyalty from supporters and intense opposition from critics. His rhetoric on social media during rallies deepened polarization across the country. The 2020 election and the aftermath on the January 6th Capitol riot further defined his legacy, as he was impeached again for incitement of insurrection just a week before leaving office. Although the Senate again acquitted him, the events marked one of the most turbulent times in American history. His presidency fundamentally reshaped how Americans view truth, media, and democracy itself. Thank you for watching, and please feel free to leave comments down below. I'd love to hear from you, and I will see you next week for one more presidential video.